In professional football, where every inch of ground is fought for and every second defines careers, there are moments that reach far beyond the scoreboard. In statistics, the story of Denver Broncos linebacker Alex Singleton stands as one of those. Moments where the raw essence of human will meets the relentless spirit of the sport. This is not just a story about a player and his diagnosis. It is a study in courage, discipline, and the unyielding pursuit of purpose that defines the greatest competitors to ever set foot on a football field. It began with a random NFL drug test, something every player expects and rarely thinks twice about. The test is designed to maintain the integrity of the game, to ensure that what fans see on Sundays is earned through sweat and sacrifice, not shortcuts. But for Singleton, the result of that test would reveal something no one could have predicted. Elevated hormone levels pointed to one of two possibilities: steroid use or testicular cancer. Singleton, a player known for his integrity and relentless work ethic, knew immediately what it was. He was not cheating the game. He was facing one of life's most daunting adversaries. The diagnosis came quickly, confirmed by a urologist last week: testicular cancer, a word that shakes even the toughest of men. Singleton received the news not with despair, but with resolve. In the days that followed, he made a decision that revealed everything about who he is as a player and as a man. He would play in the Thursday night game against the Las Vegas Raiders before undergoing surgery to remove the tumor the very next day. That choice may seem reckless to some, but to those who understand football, it was something deeper. It was leadership, it was loyalty, it was love for the game. On that Thursday night, Singleton took the field wearing the orange and blue of Denver, not as a victim, but as a warrior. He recorded 9 tackles in a hard-fought 10-7 victory over the Raiders, delivering yet another signature performance for a defense that has come to depend on his presence. Every hit, every pursuit, every collision meant more that night. It was the act of a man refusing to be defined by circumstance, refusing to yield to fear, and proving that even in the face of uncertainty, he could still command the field. The very next day he entered surgery to have the tumor removed. The contrast could not have been sharper. One night, a stadium filled with roaring fans and bright lights; the next, a sterile room filled with doctors and quiet determination. Singleton's life had changed, but his mindset had not. When he addressed his teammates and coaches afterward, he spoke not about his suffering, but about his gratitude standing before them. He called himself a lucky man. He spoke of early detection, of the importance of knowing one's body, and of using his own experience to help others. His words carried the same weight as his tackles, the same precision that defines his play defined his message. This was not the first time Alex Singleton had defied the odds. His career itself is a lesson in persistence, a product of Montana State, a NFCS program that rarely sees its players ascend to NFL stardom. Singleton carved his path through sheer effort and resilience. Undrafted, overlooked, and doubted, he built a reputation as one of the most consistent and durable linebackers in the league. In 2022, he recorded 21 tackles in a single game against the Chargers, 19 of them solo, the second most in NFL history. It was the kind of performance that announces a player to the world, yet for those who know him, it was simply another day of work. Last season, his toughness reached legendary status when he tore his ACL in the first quarter of a game against the Buccaneers and still managed to play 49 snaps, finishing with 10 tackles. Few players in any era have embodied the old-school ethos of the game the way Singleton does. He is not just a linebacker, he is the heartbeat of the Denver defense, the man who sets the tone and demands accountability from everyone around him. And now, as he faces something even greater than any opponent he has ever encountered, he brings that same mentality into his fight. The diagnosis could have remained private. He could have recovered quietly, but instead Singleton chose to share his story publicly with a single purpose: if it helps one person, he said, then it is worth it. That decision reflects a rare kind of character, the kind that transcends sport in a culture often driven by fame and image. He continues to use his platform for something greater. For years, he has given his time and energy to the community, hosting free camps at his alma mater, Thousand Oaks High in California, supporting the Special Olympics in honor of his sister, and mentoring young athletes about the value of hard work and perseverance. Now, by speaking openly about his cancer, Singleton gives a new kind of gift. He gives awareness, he gives courage, he gives truth. His words remind men everywhere that health is not to be taken for granted, that strength is not only measured in muscle, but in mindfulness, and that real heroes do not hide their battles. They confront them so others can learn and survive. Inside the Broncos facility, His teammates have rallied around him. They see in him the embodiment of what it means to be part of a brotherhood. Justin Sternad called him the ultimate competitor, the ultimate team player, and that is no exaggeration. Singleton leads not with speeches, but with example, with an energy that affects the locker room and a work ethic that leaves no excuses. He is the kind of player every coach dreams of having, and every teammate wants beside him in the trenches. His life off the field adds another layer to this story. Earlier this year, his wife Sam gave birth to their first child, a daughter named Talon May. Fatherhood had already given Singleton a new sense of perspective, and now it deepens his fight. He knows what is at stake. He knows that his recovery is not just about returning to football, but about being there for his family, about living long enough to teach his daughter the same resilience that has defined his life. The prognosis is optimistic. The cancer was caught early. The CT scan showed no signs of spreading, and doctors are confident in a full recovery. Still, there is a road ahead of testing, treatment, and healing. But if anyone is built for that challenge, it is Alex Singleton. He has spent his entire career proving people wrong, overcoming every obstacle through pure willpower and belief in himself. There is no reason to think this will be any different. His story resonates because it speaks to the core of why we love football. It is a sport that mirrors life in all its brutality and beauty. It tests the limits of human endurance, exposes character, and demands authenticity. Alex Singleton has shown all of that and more. He reminds us that toughness is not the absence of pain, but the mastery of it. That courage is not bravado, but grace under pressure. And that real leadership is not about words, but about standing tall when the world tilts against you. As fans, we are drawn to stories like this because they remind us of what the game represents when the lights fade and the headlines shift. What remains are the players who give everything for the love of competition, for their teammates, and for something bigger than themselves. Singleton's journey now becomes part of that lineage of men who have faced darkness and found a way to fight back stronger. For the Denver Broncos, this is more than a health updated as a rallying cry. For the NFL, it is a reminder that heroism in this sport is not only measured in touchdowns or trophies, but in the unseen battles fought behind the scenes. And for the rest of us, it is an invitation to reflect, to care, to act. So as Alex Singleton begins his recovery and looks toward returning to the field, let this story do what he hoped it would do. Let it make people listen. Let it make people act. Let it make us all a little more aware, a little more grateful, and a lot more inspired. If you believe in that kind of football and that kind of human spirit, then do not just watch, participate, engage, comment, share, be part of this conversation. Because this is not simply a story about one player and his illness. It is about the human heart that beats beneath every helmet, every jersey, every huddle. It is about resilience and redemption, about faith and endurance, about what it truly means to never stop fighting.